Hello and good morning, everyone. OnlyPositivity here. I have my coffee with me, ready to kick off podcast number 44 on this playlist that I'm looking to launch called Elevated Thoughts. Now, before diving into the book and everything like that for today, let's go ahead and start with the level set. So, as I endeavor on pursuing knowledge and life experience in this next phase of life through fitness, photography, cannabis, traveling, reading, many other things, one habit that I've actually really formed is music, right? Listening to music, playing music, just thinking about music. So this podcast essentially goes through some of the music and the thoughts I've been having related to my music as of late, some of my favorite artists, and musical experiences, and relating them back to my life. So before diving into the podcast we're doing for today, it's going to be a little bit different. I know I mentioned we were going through a book today, but we're actually not. We're going to go through something a little bit different. But before we dive into that, I just want to start with a story. So, over this past weekend, I got a really great chance to connect with some friends that, I don't see that often. And it was a really nice breath of fresh air. So, nothing crazy, right? Some of my buddies, we just, what we did was we grabbed a hotel room, just us three, and we were like, why not, right? Why not treat ourselves? So we went out to the hotel room. We did the same thing that we would do at someone's house. We brought our video games, brought our Xbox. We were just playing FIFA all night, joking around, laughing. Didn't talk about anything too serious, you know what I mean? But honestly, just a good recharge. I came off that night feeling just, brand new, feeling like I'm ready to attack the rest of the year, So I think one thing that amongst a host of things, right, that leads me to kind of conclude to here is that, for me as of late, I've been, evaluating the relationships I've had, and there's always this need to like, hey, you got to do more, you got to be better, you got to be, you can't connect on just one thing anymore. You can't just connect on partying anymore. You got to connect on, some of the good habits that we form. And I think that's all true, right? That's all great. But at the same time, you don't want to forget where you came from with your friends too, right? A lot of me and my friends, we came together having fun. So you don't want to forget that, right? And I think sometimes we don't connect with people as often as you wish you could have. Some different types of thoughts start to cross your mind, like, oh, maybe I don't need to associate with this anymore, or this type of activity anymore, but I need to be more serious in life, right? But one thing I think that keeps us all young is just continuing to have fun, right? In ways that are good for you, ways that are going to help you, ways that are going to just kind of recharge you. And I think that's what we all need after this year, especially just a recharge. So anyway, just having a good time, coming off a great weekend, laughing, turn up a little bit, just some typical fuckboy shit, right? That me and my friends get into, right? So yeah, that's that. Looking forward to the next hangout, but that won't be for a month or two, because we tend to do some serious damage as we go through. And I'll give you one example of that. So we're hungry, right? And obviously, after we're token up a little bit, after we're having a few drinks, we're hungry. We're ready for dinner. So I call this place called Banchan, right? For those of you that know it, it's a Korean wing spot, I believe, and they make some really, really good wings, crispy, good flavors, spicy garlic, just spicy in general. So I was like, look, let's treat ourselves tonight. Let's go get some of that. So I call up the restaurant, and I go, hey, look, so I know you guys don't have any large orders on your menus, but I'm only seeing like a 10 and a 15 piece meal, and I think 3 guys here, we're gonna definitely go through that really quickly. So I go, can I get one 10 piece and one 15 piece? And the lady on the other end goes, what? You want 25 wings? And I'm like, yeah, dude, for sure we do. We definitely want 25 wings. She's like, are you sure? And I'm like, 100% sure, right? So we get over there, and I pick up the wings, and we come back, and then I forget how big the wings are, right? One wing is about the size of my palm, or about my whole hand, which is rather big, right? So we each only got 3 wings into it, and we had like a leftover, like 16 wings left over or something like that. So I just brought them home the next day, and some of my other friends ate them, right? But yeah, definitely overindulge a little bit. I think that happens to a lot of stoners when they order some food. They just kind of go over with it and have a lot of leftovers, right? And so I definitely didn't want my my damage to be continuing to the next day. Even though I did smash on one wing like for breakfast, to be honest. So yeah, it was a fun time. Definitely like a college night that we got ourselves into. So it's nice that like we're all of us were continuing to change, right? Continuing to grow in our careers, with our bodies, mental, but we still can come together and act like boys every now and then. So yeah, we'll hop off that. But a really good time I had this weekend. So today what we're going to be coming through, and I want to try something a little bit different with today's podcast, right? So every now and then, I'll throw in like a freestyle podcast that, I'll reflect on my travels, or I'll try to reflect on something, right, other than just reading. So today I've actually, done some deeper reflection, some deeper research on some of the Weeknd and his albums, right? So today we're going to be going through the Weeknd's first album, or a series of albums called Trilogy. So for those of you that don't know the Weeknd, I'm a big fan, right? I really resonate with his lyrics. But Trilogy is made up of 3 albums, right? And it's interesting because Trilogy has one album art cover, or album art cover, but there's actually 3 different albums captured within. So the first one is House of Balloons, the second is Thursday, and the third is Echoes of Silence. Now, there's a few other one-off songs that don't belong to any of the albums, but they all fit under that Trilogy umbrella. So, a couple of things about the Weeknd, right, from my end. And I try not to research too much about the artists and things like that, maybe a few tidbits here, but I really just want to make my own relationship with whatever artist I go through, right? I'll go through some of my other favorite artists and their albums, Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky, 6 Lack, or Black, and all these people. Will go through some of their albums later on, but I try not to research too much about them, right? Because their lyrics, I want them to manifest as creatively as possible in my mind. So yeah, not harping on that for too long. So a couple of things, right, about the Weeknd here. So a lot of his lyrics are about sex and drugs and despair, right? But to me, he's so elegant and so beautiful in the way that he describes the way he fights with his demons, right? And I think, we all don't need to go there in our mind, but we all have demons that we're trying to fight, right? That we're trying to keep at bay. And the Weeknd describing his is very interesting to me, So to some extent, like I said, we're all fighting our demons, and it can be difficult to express the way we battle it, or it can just be difficult to describe that battle in general, right? We don't want to show weakness. Perhaps we feel some sort of personal fault if a relationship, like, quote unquote, fails, or something doesn't work out for us, right? The Weeknd goes forward and describes his need for compassion, right? Compassion with, a girl, compassion for some kind of fulfillment in life that he just can't get in this album, right? So, coming back to me, I think everyone needs like a companion in their life, whether it's themselves or another person, right? A dog, anything like that. People have this need for companionship, whether they want to admit it or not. And sometimes when they don't admit it, it can manifest in an interesting format, right? So I can hear in the Weeknd's lyrics, and as we go through them, you can hear his longing, right? His need for something. Something's missing in his life, and whatever he's filling it with, sex and drugs, it's just a Band-Aid, right? It's not actually addressing the root cause of the issue. So, all in all, coming back to, vulnerabilities, right? Vulnerabilities that are exposed can be mishandled by other people, right? Even in relationships, when you expose some of your vulnerabilities and the other person mishandles that, it can make a real mess of things, right? It can cause us to close off and not share again. And I think the Weeknd really describes that, how the mess plays out, right? Once damage is done, how we can self-sabotage, and just this chaos that can be life at times, But he does it in a very poetic way, which I find is a real talent. Now, one thing is his voice is beautiful, right? So you think about your traditional rapper rapping about, guns and violence and women. It's a little bit more aggressive than the way the Weeknd describes it. Now, one is the overarching depressive tone, right? and the second part of that is his voice, how beautiful it is. There's something melodic, something poetic about it, even though he's oftentimes talking about drugs and sex. But he goes a bit further and talks about the loneliness, and the depression that can come with that, right? So personally, I have a very, very intimate, I guess, relationship with The Weeknd. Not personally, right? I don't know him or anything like that. I've never met him, but his lyrics speak to me in their own way, right? And they speak to me in a way that's hard to explain. They hit me differently than I think they hit a lot of other people, and I'll try to go into it. It's tough to describe, finding the right adjectives, right? There's a lot of subtleties in his music, right? The level of feeling alone in his music. No matter how much money he gets, no matter how all the accolades that come through, he's still alone. And I can personally understand that feeling. I think we all can to some extent, right? That feeling that when you sit and actually think about your thoughts, and where you're headed, and how at some point, like, we won't be on this world, on this planet anymore. There can be, a level of loneliness that comes in, right? Like, what do I really have, right? After, even though I put together, a house with, cars and different things like that, all the materialistic things are in place. What do I have now that keeps me happy in the long run? That's going to fulfill me, right? I think fulfillment is a big one for us, especially as a younger generation, So, so some of the high level themes of what I'm feeling, and there's oftentimes you feel like nobody gets you at the end of the day, right? Like, I don't have any issues. I feel like my significant other understands me, but there's a level at which you're gonna understand yourself only, right? And nobody else can get in there as much as you try to explain it. But it's a lifelong endeavor, right? And I think I keep growing, and one of the things I grow with is learning with music. So, I'm not gonna harp on the level set too much. And like I said, I'm trying something a little bit new today, so let me know what you guys think about this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through 4 or 5 songs, 4 or 5 of my favorite songs on Trilogy. I'm gonna read out the lyrics for you, and they're gonna sound a little bit different, right? Because I'm not singing them, and I don't have a good voice, so I wasn't gonna sing them in the first place. But I can't mimic what The Weeknd does with his music. So what I would encourage everyone to do is go and listen to the songs that I'm going through and see how they hit you, and maybe we can have a discussion about that one day, or in the comments or something like that, right? So the first song we're going to go through on Trilogy is The Party and the After Party. And that's one song by The Weeknd. So we'll talk about this after I go through the lyrics. So I'm going to read through the lyrics, and then we'll talk about the song itself. Excuse me. I understand your body wants it. I know your thoughts. Oh, you bout it. You're a big girl, and it's your world. And I'm gonna let you do it how you wanna, girl. Now ride with it. Ride with it. I know you wanna ride with it. Don't be shy with it. I'll supply with it. I got you, girl. I got it. With your Louis V bag, tats on your arms, high heel shoes make you 6 feet tall. Everybody wants you, you can have them all. But I got what you need. Girl, I got your bag. I got it all. Hold your drink, baby, don't you fall. Be there in a minute, baby, just one call. You don't gotta ask me. You always come to the parties to pluck the feathers off all the birds. You always come to the parties on your knees. I will not beg you, please. Girl, pick up them shoes. I'll race your ass up all them stairs. Just grab a room. I swear no one will interfere. Girl, bring your friends. If you want, we can share. Or we can keep it simple, baby. We can just ride with it. Ride with it. I know you wanna ride with it. Don't be shy with it. I'll supply with it. I got you, girl. Oh, I got it, girl. With your Louis V bag, tats on your arms, high heel shoes make you 6 feet tall. Everybody wants you. You can have them all. I got what you need. Girl, I got your bag. I got it all. Hold your drink, baby. Don't you fall. Be there in a minute, baby, just one call. You don't gotta ask me. You always come to the parties to pluck the feathers off all the birds. You always come to the parties on your knees. I will not beg you. Please. Ride with it. Ride with it. I know I know you wanna line with it. Don't be shy with it. I'll supply with it. I got you, girl. Oh, I got it, girl. Won't you line with it? Line with it. I know you know. I know you wanna. I got you, girl. I think I'm fucking gone, rolling on this floor, messing up your carpet. I'll get on it after 4 more sessions of this strong on your floor. Shoulda fucking rolled, but I fucking pulled, feeling like $1 billion before I walked through this door. When I walked through this door, can't believe I made it, but I made it, that's for sure. For sure. You're loving, I need more, I need yours. She ain't looking for that unconditional. What the fuck these bitches on? They want what I'm sitting on. They don't want my love. They just want my potential. Fuck it, I'll be sipping on this. Baby living off bliss. Got me drowning in your love. Got me drowning in the mist. Give me right attention, or I'll start drowning off my wrist. Baby, if you knew the feeling I would give to you. 'Cause I got it, girl. Oh, I got it, girl. With me. With you. I got it, girl. I got a brand new girl. Call her Rudolph. She'll probably OD before I show her to mama. All these girls try to tell me she got no love, but all these girls never ever got her blowjob. Ringtone on silent, and if she stops, then I might get violent. No call is worth stopping, so mama please stop calling. It just takes one night, we can play all night, to let me fucking prove this feeling I would give to you. 'Cause I got it, girl. Oh, I got it, girl. So that's the first song we go through, right? The party and the after party. So if you notice, I took a pause between one set of lyrics, and the second part starts with, I got a brand new girl, call her Rudolph, right? Now, this song personally reminds me of this wedding I went to many years ago. So I left the after party around 4:30 a.m. I get in the elevator and I feel like I'm the only one in the whole hotel, right? There's this air of silence. I get to the lobby and there's nobody there. The attendant isn't even at the desk. So I walk out, the sliding door's open. I walk out and it's pitch black. And the lights in the parking lot are on, and you can hear the buzzing from the lights. And I hear every step of my dress shoes hitting the asphalt, right? I push the unlock button on my car, and I can hear the door unlock, even though I'm still a few yards away. So I get in the car, and I take a deep breath. And the music was so loud the whole night. So as I got in the car, I didn't initially turn on any music. And for about 15 minutes while I was driving, my ears were still ringing, and I was just getting reacquainted with the silence. Then after those 15 minutes, I could see the sun starting to come up on the horizon. So of course I have to put on another Weeknd song, and this song pops on, The Party and the After Party. So for those of you that heard it, it's about 6 to 7 minutes long. It's not a short song, and it's almost like 2 songs combined into one. And this is a big theme of the Weeknd's early music. So the first part of the song, assuming that it's the party, is a bit more upbeat, and it describes the chaos of a party and meeting someone there and bringing them home potentially. But it's followed by this after party portion, which has some melancholy in terms of the lyrics, but the way the sound hits you, it almost feels like you're floating, that you're flying through clouds, and there's this air of happiness to it. He says, they don't want my love, they just want my potential. Now, what I equate that to is, when you're meeting someone, once you like the person, you start becoming infatuated with them. You imagine them as your boyfriend or your girlfriend, meeting your parents, a husband or a partner, a grandparent, a parent, right? But to me, that can implode a relationship, right? To me, I would say, let's focus on what we have here right now. Let's not forget the reason we came together on this night. So finally, that story short, I make it home from this wedding. It's about 5:30 a.m. and the song is just wrapping up as I pull into my garage. I just sit in my car and let the song fizzle out. And then I go upstairs, I change into my shorts, and I throw myself into the bed. The whole time just reflecting on how lonely it can be in the world. But also, how I like that feeling potentially. So we hop off that song and we go to our next song, which is called Loft Music by The Weeknd on Trilogy. They say my brain melting, and the only thing I'll tell them is I'm living for the present and the future don't exist. So baby, take your clothes off, a chance like this. You may never get to show off what you talking about. Unless you like to tease, baby, when in reality, you don't know how to please, baby. Blue ball queen, take your fucking seat, baby. Ride it out, now I know you want to scream, baby. Better than your next man, and if he's swinging, I get dumber than the next man. 'Cause I don't play, unless it's keys, then I play all day. You like them keys? We gon' play all day. Wet dream for your brain all day. All day. I think you lost your morals, girl. But it's okay, 'cause you don't need them where we're going. In that 2-floor loft, in the middle of the city, after rolling through the city with me. I promise you gon' see that I'm only fucking 20, girl. Amnesia, put your mind in a dream world. What you doing in the bathroom? I hear noises in the bathroom. Baby, it's okay. We can do it in the living room. Twisting turns in them. The only girls that we fuck with seem to have 20 different pills in them. They tell us that they love us, even though they want a next man, and the next man's bitch want the third man. Eddie Murphy shit. Yeah, we trade places. You know, rehearse lines, then we fuck faces. Yeah, we know just how to get a buzz. Mix it with the hash. Come fuck with us. I'm raw. Motherfucker, I'm raw. My love's so lost. And man, these bitches can't touch what we got if they want it. I'll plug anyone that'll step. Man, I got 'em. Yeah, I got 'em. Till the ending of our credits. Life's such a movie. Filmed independent. Us against the city. Please don't get offended when we don't answer your calls. And if you got a problem, come and find us. We can talk about it. What's good, young ho? You about it? Got a loft right now. You excited? Now, every now and then, The Weeknd puts out a song like this, right? Similar to King of the Fall or, Reminder on Starboy or Snow Child, even on his latest album, right? Where he just goes in and talks about, what he really is, right? He's not an upstanding guy, as he puts it, right? He's not a role model to look after. He is who he is. But because he's such a good singer, there's an elegance to him stunting like this, right? And he gets in these stunting moods every now and then, and I always love it, right? And this song really does make you hype to have the group that you do, right? Anytime this song comes on while I'm cruising, I just think about, my boys, my close friends, and my closest ones, and how they all have my back, in general. And I gain confidence in them, in knowing that they are there, right behind me, unconditionally as I make my decisions, right? And every now and then, we don't celebrate too often, but every now and then we celebrate, our accomplishments, and how far we've come since we originally met. And only those people are going to truly know how far you've come, right? The ones that have been there for you from the beginning. And sometimes I just like to take a step back and reflect on the simple things in life. And I just like to, just listen to this song and understand how lucky I really am, right? And another thing, right? He shows his confidence in himself, right? Although he sings about depressing things and heartbreak, he knows how good he is, right? And it's nice to hear him say that every now and then, because he doesn't often talk about how confident he really is, right? And I love that vibe. And in terms of myself, right, as a friend or a partner or an employee or a teammate, whatever, right? You can compare me to anyone, but there's one thing that I can offer that no one can. And I can't really tell you what that is, right? I can't tell you that, hey, look, this is what I offer that someone else can't. But I'm confident in that I offer a flavor of things that no one else can. And once you experience it, then you'll be able to speak to it, right? You'll be able to understand why no one else can mock what you can. And I think it's okay that we flaunt that every now and then, right? me personally. And, lastly on this song, what I think about this is that, people often judge you for what you do, and they're gonna judge The Weeknd for what he does, right? My parents did that to me. Even people close to me would do that. They would judge me for my thoughts. They might judge me for my actions. Maybe going out, so maybe my approach to life, the fact that I was, dating every now and then, or maybe the fact that I smoke weed or drink alcohol, right? But every now and then you just have to stun on them, right? You have to let them know that you've carved out your own niche of happiness, and you really don't care too much about what anyone says, right? And that you're going to keep doing what you're doing with or without them, right? And they can choose to hop on, or they can choose to leave you alone, right? You be you as originally as possible. And that's what this song really does for me, right? So we hop off that song, and we go into our third song for the day, which is going to be 28 by The Weeknd on Trilogy. So, this house is not a home to you, but you decide to go ahead and lay down. Lay down. There are no words to describe the depth of your indifference, 'cause I see you're here to stay. Should have known I picked my fate. I'm so wrong to let you in my home. Now you know where I sleep. Never felt so damn weak. Hey there, lonely girl. Did you have to tell your friends about the way I got you screaming my name? Did you have to tell the world? Now your girls all want to fuck. Girl, you could have been the one. Gotta change my number twice a month when you could have simply kept it on the down low. I'm so wrong to let you in my home. Now you know where I sleep. Never felt so damn weak. And baby, if I knew you'd be living in my sheets, I wouldn't have shown you any love. I would have left you in the club. You said you don't belong. You keep saying there's no one. But who keeps calling on your phone? I'm so wrong to let you in my home. Now you know where I sleep. Never felt so damn weak. Girl, if your man calls your phone again to let you in my home, girl, if your man calls your phone again, now you know where I sleep. Never felt so damn weak. Now this is another one of The Weeknd's very depressing songs. When I looked up some facts about this, it describes his climb, or his climb to being famous, right? How he started making a lot more empty relationships. It seems like that people started using him just to get some clout or associate with someone who's going to be famous, right? But he says, I'm so wrong to have let you in my home. This reminds me of a breakup, honestly, and not just a breakup after a few months, right? A breakup, like your first breakup, or breaking up after a long-term relationship, right? After you let somebody in, you show them your vulnerabilities, they become a staple in your life, right? And then after they leave, life maybe loses its tenacity. Maybe food doesn't taste the same, sleeping is not the same, enjoyment just deteriorates, and you lose your sense of direction for a little bit, right? You feel wrong for having opened up to anyone, and then you start closing yourself off in very weird ways. You question if the other person had pure intentions from the start, or even if you had pure intentions, right? Are you someone who is quote unquote like unlovable, and you have this tick that doesn't allow you to be close to people, but you want that comfort, right? That someone else can bring. The sense of direction that it brings, but you slowly start to like the melancholy and the depression behind that aloneness you felt, and then you want to catch the liking of that feeling, right? Before you start seeking it out, you want to catch the liking of like depression and being alone, maybe before it becomes part of your personality. And then he says, who keeps calling on your phone? Even after he describes how he was hurt by this person, he's calling her to come over. And we've all been there, I think, right? Just longing for that compassion, even if it's with someone who might have wronged you, right? So we hop off that song, 28, and we jump to our fourth song here, which is Rolling Stone by The Weeknd on Trilogy. So he says, now you're thinking about it. Girl, you're thinking about it. When we got here. How we fucking got here. They recognized. They just recognized. I'm in a life without a home, so this recognition's not enough. I don't care about nobody else, 'cause I've been on these streets for too long. Too long. Too long. Baby, I've been on this too long. 'Cause getting faded too long got me on this rolling stone. So I'll take another hit, kill another serotonin. With a handful of beans and a chest full of weed. Got me singing about a bitch while I'm blowing out my steam. Yeah, I know I got my issues. Why you think I fucking flow? And I'ma keep on smoking till I can't hit another note. But until then, I got you. So love me before they all love me. Until you won't love me, because they'll all love me. I'll be different. I think I'll be different. I hope I'm not different. And I hope you'll still listen. But until then, I got you. So one thing about this song is that there's an acoustic guitar in the beginning, and it does make you feel some type of way. You know, the acoustic guitar always has me in my emotions. There's something about it that is very, very spiritual. I don't know if that's the right word, but something very interesting about the acoustic guitar. You know, so diving into his lyrics, right, he says, I'm in a life without a home, so this recognition's not enough. And through all his fame, right, he's still lonely. There seems to be no one who understands him. There seems to be difficulty in him connecting with someone, right? He's been on these streets for too long. He says, baby, I've been on this too long. And you can hear the fatigue in his voice, the stress in his voice, saying, man, I've been doing this for too long, man. It's not good. But then he says, fuck it, right? Got me on this rolling stone. And he says, yeah, I know I got my issues. Why you think I fucking flow? And right, so he's calling it out, right? I know I have my problems. That's why I'm able to sing the way I do. And he says, once they all love me, I'll be different. I hope I'm not different. I hope you'll listen. But until then, I got you. Now, there isn't much dialogue in this song, but he cries out a lot. And you can feel it. You can feel his yearning, right? You can feel it in your bones, and it gives you goosebumps to feel him calling out for some kind of true connection. You know, get me while I'm still here, man, you know? So the song honestly reminds me of a sunrise, you know, after a night where you've been up all night, right? Maybe you can't fall asleep. You know, I personally have some sleeping issues, and something about the darkness and the stillness of the night keeps me up at night. But I begin to fall asleep right as the sun comes up very often, and that despair of having to get up and start your day soon sets in. But you have to come to terms with it right away, because you have no choice but to get up and start your day, knowing you're going to be some kind of zombie because you haven't slept all night. So yeah, we hop off that song and we come into our fifth and final song for today, which is going to be EXO the Host. So we'll go through the lyrics first. Shots of the Henny, bottles of Patron, blunts to your face you don't want to see no more. Lost your C notes, cabbed all day, took the bus back home. Evictions on your door. Blame it on the weed. Blame it on the booze. Blame it on the nightlife. Lights passing you. Yeah, just don't blame it on me that you want to come and party with a man like me. 'Cause I get it. You're built like a goddess. And it seems like you've been stressing. Especially when your nose red from that K Special Diet Coke. You need more bread. Now you got no rent. You blow that money. Now trying to window shop. You blow another 100. She fucking goons in the day. Hipster nights at downtown. And your daddy don't know you're out. But if they don't let you in, you know where to find me. 'Cause if you want to go again, you can always call me. 'Cause all we ever do is love. Open up your mind. You can find the love. Girl, you ain't alone. We all been alone. Baby, just be honest. Don't you forget. XO. Don't you worry about a thing. XO. Will be everything you need, just believe. XO. I love it when your eyes are red. Are you on my cloud yet? 'Cause I got a brand new cam. Can we video feed? Can we POV? Oh, why? I want to catch you at your best. 'Cause when your hair's a mess, you look so depressed. And you're filled with regret. And you feel like you gotta go home. 'Cause these nights pass so much quicker than the days did. Same clothes. You ain't ready for your day shift. But you up, you need money for your facelift. Lust over love is your mindset. Waking up with most of your side wet. Another room, you hear your mom crying because she found your bag stuffed in the laundry and the Bacardi from the last party. But if they won't let you in, you know where to find me. And if you want to go again, you can always call me. Because all we ever do is love. Open up your mind, you can find the love. Girl, you ain't alone. We all been alone. Baby, just be honest. I need something from you. There's so much love to pass around. There's too much love. Girl, the night's almost done, and who you came with is already gone. You say you want me. You say you want me, but I remember who you are. Girl, it wasn't long ago. Didn't think I'd go this far. I got a test for you. You say you want my heart. Well, baby, you can have it all. There's just something that I need from you, is to meet my boys. We got a lot to pour. And if you get too high, come over here and ride it out. Now, one thing we can talk about is that, a lot of times people can mess up when they fight with their significant other, especially when they're stressed, right? Some people stay home in their room. Some people watch a lot of TV. Other people go out and start messing around with different things, right? Alcohol, weed, drugs, other people even, right? Some people blame their bad decisions on those they hang out with, right? Oh, it's not me, it's that other person. I had a friend that used to come with me when he might want to smoke some weed, right? And then he wouldn't talk to me again for like 6 months. And because his girlfriend at the time didn't want him doing that, right? So he associated that bad time, those issues in his relationship with me as opposed to his own actions. So, and then when they would fight, he would come over and he would do his thing. But ultimately, he blamed me for a lot of his issues that he had with his significant other. And when all I was doing just chilling at my place, and he would hit me up, right? I was taking no action on my own to get him involved in anything. The Weeknd goes through and says, I want to catch you at your best, because when your hair's a mess, you look so depressed, and you're filled with regret, like you gotta go home. Now there's this guilt after you hook up with someone, right? Or you feel like you did something you shouldn't do. And that carries over into the song. And it's crazy that he catches on to these things, right? And he must have been in a lot of situations like this for a 20-year-old when he dropped this album, right? Like for those of you that have done any of that, like those one night things or anything like that, right? There's some guilt that comes across in the morning where you're like, oh man, what'd I do, right? Not for everyone, but it can come, especially being an Indian kid, right? If you ever, drink or smoke weed or hooked up with someone like that, it's followed by this deep regret, knowing that your family doesn't approve of those things, and you start to cover it up and lie. Then you develop sociopathic tendencies and things like that, and the parents start finding clues about this as a person, as you as a person, and they start shitting on you as a kid, right? And you learn that, like, hey, look, being close with your parents is not something that's going to happen because they don't agree with you, right? And things like that. And, my thoughts are all over the place, but I'm sure some people can relate to this, right? And then you feel like people aren't in your corner, and then you're left to go experience the world on your own, right? Then you go make your own mistakes. Then you go and learn something, right? So, yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying, this version of my podcast, trying something a little bit new today. I'm going to go through some of the other artists that are very close to me in the upcoming podcast as well. So, trying to paint the mood, as I go through the Weeknd songs and things like that. And I'm sure I'll get better as time goes on. So feel free to leave me any feedback. Thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, only positivity. Thanks, guys.